Hey guys, how we doing?
Morning,
Joe here.
Kevin.
Uh, season 3 of The Americans. I was never lost from the show, but
Oh, me
I'm
neither.
back in it. Like I'm
Yeah,
back in it. I'm fully hooked on this season. I think it's really actually really engaging.
it is. It is. I do think this has been a stronger season than two, as we've said, and that hasn't changed as we've gone farther and farther in season three here.
See what happens when you can focus up a story.
That's it. It's the focus. It's the tighter, more focused story
Yes.
and direction. I think that the writing got away from them a little bit, at least early on, and they had a hard time re-wrangling everything
Sure.
in season two, which happens in shows. Like we had a really great first season.
Yeah.
We need to we need to go bigger in our sophomore season, and sometimes when you go big, you miss the mark just a little bit.
Dial it down just a little bit.
Yeah. and I think this feels closer to season one.
Yeah.
As far as the tightness of the writing, and that's and again they did everything right in terms of like they've never lost it in terms of like building tension.
Yeah.
Right. In the story, right? They those beats and the really mastering the genre they've been great at, and the cast has been great the whole way through.
Tension is the real
perfect.
Straight line
Yeah, all three seasons they've done the tension perfectly. It's just that I think that the narrative through line has been stronger in one and three than it was in two.
This show doesn't get soap opera-y.
Right.
And I feel like it kind of rode that line at the end of season two with the kid dying, all that, the exposition dump and all that crap.
Yeah, it just didn't have
steps out of reality.
It didn't have a great last 10 minutes of season two is all it really was.
And, make or break.
And I mean, that's your finale. That's your big
make or break moment.
That's your big make or break payoff moment, and you didn't nail it. There's how many TV shows can you go to on that? How many people? I've never even seen it, and I know that half the world hated the finale of The Sopranos.
Yeah, exactly. It's divisive.
It is. A lot of people like it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying everybody, but I remember when it happened that people were flipping out about that.
Yeah.
People were not happy about it.
The difference with that is that's something that's aged with time. You can dissect
Sure.
it. Nobody's dissecting season 2 of The Americans.
Right.
What I mean? Like we talked about in the last episode, Dexter is a good example of that, or
they just did seasons they shouldn't have done. But
exactly,
yeah. Not everyone can nail an ending, and I think a season finale is hard. The one thing I will say about the season 2 finale is, and we said it at the time we were watching it, I thought it was kind of a corny exposition dump at the end of the season to wrap up multiple storylines.
Yeah,
but they really set up season 3 well.
It was in service of another season.
Exactly,
which I'm fine with.
Yeah, absolutely. I wasn't mad at the end of it.
Yeah.
When I got to the end of it, I thought, great. I can't wait to see where they go with this in season 3.
If that was a movie, I'd be mad because, I hate it when a movie isn't literally just a setup for another movie. There's a lot of superhero movies do that crap.
Sure.
This is different. This is TV. It should be episodic. It should be serialized. You know what I mean? It should be constantly setting up the next season or episode.
Did you ever see a bad movie that ends when they're clearly trying to set up a sequel, but their movie is so bad that they don't get one?
Yeah, The Mummy.
The Mummy was one. Oh yeah, The Mummy for sure. The Tom Cruise Mummy.
The Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, I think, are guilty of that as well. That kind of, for me, that's when I first became aware of that kind of stuff.
And the very bad. I'm thinking of the last 2 Roland Emmerich movies. Moonfall.
We watched that. Yeah, we watched that.
Moonfall tried to set up its own cinematic universe, which is really funny because it was so bad. And I think, and I never saw the whole movie. Oh my God, the alien invasion one.
Independence Day
2. I think at the end of that they were trying to set up.
And they were.
And the Predator also tried to set up something afterwards, and it was such a bad movie.
It hurts me as a
fan that's my suit. Both of them ended the same way. Let's take the fight to them was the end of the movie.
I don't know.
And it's like, whoa.
If just these writers are going to a bunch of movies at the time, or that's what we have to do.
I think Marvel kind of ruined action movies in there
for a little, very
briefly. It's like, oh wait, so everything has to be a cinematic universe now.
Yeah. It works, but the thing is, if that was a TV show, it would work.
Mm-hmm.
But this show is different than that, obviously. And
this is much stronger.
They
for
found
sure.
Their stride. This season special.
I am not comparing this to Roland Emmerich movies. This is significantly better than
Roland Emmerich.
Okay,
a scientist.
That's fine, but we're gonna have a scientist.
There's a stepdad that dies.
A dead stepdad, and someone's gonna suffocate.
You guys, by the way, if you can find it it's buried on there. But we watched that about a year ago, maybe longer.
We did some drinking and watched Moonfall, which was just garbage.
We enjoyed it.
It was, but we hate watching it.
We hate watching it big time.
Oh, such garbage.
Yeah.
All right, we do want to go ahead and welcome Yuval, Scarlett, me, and Eric to our Patreon group. Thanks so much, guys. We are very, very happy you're here with us today.
Yes, we are. And if you guys are watching us on YouTube for the first time, welcome to our channel.
Hello.
If you want to hit the like button for us, leave us a comment down below, and please hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on the new content we have coming your way.
If you'd like to see a full-length reaction to this and everything else we've watched or are watching, please check out the link in the description below to our Patreon page. On every show, including The Americans, we're at least 4 episodes ahead on Patreon of where we're on YouTube. So if you get done watching the edits here on YouTube and want to keep going, Patreon's the way to do it. Oh, yeah. You will have to sync and watch along on your own device or streaming service. Excuse me. You'll only see and hear us for copyright purposes.
Yes.
We're also watching 30 Rock as a Patreon exclusive.
The Afghan people never wanted this communism.
I don't see a happy ending for this poor lady.
I feel so bad for her.
Yeah.
I really do. We've said that for like 2 or 3 episodes now.
It's coming. It's
waiting
getting
for the shoe to
closer.
drop. Yeah.
Unless Stan actually catches her doing something, and then he's got a reasonable reason to flip her out.
True.
I don't think he's going to.
No. She seems like a nice lady.
Clearances for a new Northrop factory.
The center will want Lisa in there soon.
Life gets pretty boring when you stop drinking.
Last episode that she just kind of came out and was like, yeah, Paige is going to be a spy. Deal with it.
That was last episode.
I've been like, oh.
The CIA is a hard target.
So he's hitting on this girl. Shirella.
Oh my God, Clark, look at her.
Oh no, they're out looking for kids.
Oh, couldn't you just eat her up? Could we have a minute?
So they are going to do this. They're going to do this.
How did he not shut this down?
I thought he did several times.
I mean, she's her own person with autonomy, but his job is to be able to shut it down. Yeah.
Think about what it would be like to come home and have that little girl running towards you and throwing her arms around you.
He's having his own parent issues right now.
There are other kinds of love.
Yeah, they get a kid. She's going to want to buy a house.
This isn't going to go well. This was never going to end well for her.
I'm still so shocked. We're in season 3 with Martha,
and she's still here. Yeah.
When someone falls like Maurice, hanging on doesn't always help because then you're gonna fall too.
Yeah, so just let him go.
It's actually good advice.
Come on, how long are they gonna sleep on your sister's floor? See how you do without Maurice, even for a few weeks.
Miles.
That's a long drive.
Kind of a commute there, yeah.
Let me help you out. I'd like to.
This makes me never want to have friends. Meet new people.
Yeah.
I can't trust anybody.
Are you sure not a spy?
Right.
You're out of your mind.
If I can prove it, we'll arrest her. And then there's a good chance my government can make a trade for Nina.
You know what, though? She's a spy, at least, you know? Yeah.
Now, is she actually a spy?
I hope she is, if that's the case.
I don't care enough about you to go to all that trouble.
Yeah, he would just shoot you.
If Zinaida is one of ours, I don't know.
If they frame her, that will upset me.
That's kind of what I'm thinking is going to happen.
Right. It's either she is or they're going to frame her.
This poor lady. I say this poor lady. She could be a spy.
And she's a spy. She's just going home.
Yeah.
If she's an innocent defector,
she's going to go to the gulag. Get murdered.
Yeah, she's going to be. She's a traitor.
But we forget that Nina's working her own angle now too.
Yeah, with that girl, with that French girl or whatever she is.
Is she French? Yeah,
she was speaking French. I don't know
what
her actual nationality is. Belgian, maybe.
Belgian. Yeah, I think she's Belgian.
Just today, did you hear? 10 of your soldiers flayed alive and left in the sun to rot.
Yeah.
You're fighting barbarians.
So that seems a bit extreme.
The fundamentalists are everywhere in Pakistan. Our officers are growing their beards. We had our assessments.
I think he's toast too.
Yeah. At some point, yeah.
You look worried.
People are dying.
Martha took me to a foster care place to look at kids.
She's not trying to laugh.
Yeah.
Don't you remember that whole summer she kept falling down?
Oh, yeah. The summer of skinned knees.
We've all been there. Yeah.
I could almost do it if it kept Martha on track.
Don't.
I'm seeing her tomorrow night,
yeah.
so
yeah.
I should be in the house soon.
What's she like?
A kid.
Yeah.
Young.
She likes Yaz.
Right. Who doesn't? Old 80s techno.
Well, you should meet our special agent in charge.
Is that your boss?
Yep.
No matter how old you get, you're still working for the man.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I don't need anything fancy. I'll use my own money, but I just need someone to take me.
Don't you have a dress?
I can take you.
Shut that down.
It's so interesting Philip's pushing her towards the church, and she's pushing her towards spying.
He's like, all right, yeah.
I don't like it, but it's not spying.
They're going to wake up on Sunday and be like, let's go to church today.
Right.
She just rent the dog. Where'd she get that dog from?
So it's poor Philip having to hang out at high school parties now.
That's so weird.
He is, isn't he?
It's a great song. Though. Yeah, him rolling up to this. Like,
yeah.
He's in a Linklater movie or something.
At least he hates it.
Yeah.
Well, I went to summer school there.
Are you even old enough to drive yet?
I will be.
When?
Yeah, this is also weird.
Listen, Kimmy, this whole age thing?
But you're not old.
You're young.
Yeah.
Well, then, let's just hang out in private. What are you doing on the 11th?
The 11th?
Really adopting a kid with his other wife.
Yeah.
Please.
I'm so uncomfortable right now.
Yeah, this is really uncomfortable. He is too, you can tell.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about his temper, his moods. I don't miss him. His presence.
I get that.
Everyone kind of has that after relationships. And sometimes you have that, oh, wait a second. This wasn't great.
I can breathe.
Yeah.
How about in for a transfer? Oh, I would love to put that 50-mile commute to bed.
Yeah.
And since I have
too,
security clearance, if something comes up.
That was the plan all along, was to get her here.
That was good.
Yeah, that was smart.
They're good chess players.
Yeah.
Plus, I got my lucky charm. You.
No, you don't.
That laugh. I'm going to make you betray your bosses.
Yeah. He won't see me after that at all.
Okay, fashion queen, you pick one.
Okay.
I couldn't pick out an 80s dress. That's any good. You do your page. Too short? Yeah, you're going to church.
I've got it. I have got it.
Oh, that does seem nice.
Actually, yeah.
Dad, this is
Just
way
try it
too-
on. I'll buy you the dress.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Really?
Of course.
Yes, he's got on the good side there.
Well, your mom wants you to be a Russian spy, so
Yeah.
I'm trying this route instead.
Yeah.
Get her like an American flag dress to wear.
Just a bunch of camo.
Yeah.
Take a page, go see the NASCAR.
Yeah.
As in, called?
Ask me out. I guess women do that now.
Oh, is it the lady we saw in the last
Yeah,
episode?
I'm sure, yeah. She was lovely. He should do it.
Nice.
Yeah.
To get Sandra back.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
No.
Doesn't look like that's happening.
Yeah.
This is a realist.
Right.
Sort of.
Because you get him away from the other parent, and they're just a whole different person one-on-one.
Yeah, he would know. He just did it.
Yeah.
I don't get Matthew. He's a complete mystery to me. All the people I've investigated.
How many fathers have thought that?
I don't know you.
And when I came back, I thought, he was going to be so happy to see me, like I pictured him all the time when I was away.
He might be part of his problem overall when he came back with his family, with his wife. It's like, dude, I don't know you.
You should bring your S lady here for dinner.
Yeah?
Yeah. Take the pressure off.
He just dresses up like a butler.
Yes.
Good evening, madam. I like their friendship. It's really
I do
nice.
too.
I know it's fake.
Yeah, obviously
but I like
there's
it.
a lot of manipulation going on, but
Yeah, but he's not really working them for anything. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes they're just kind of hanging to hang.
yeah, it's true.
Oh my God! Oh. Who was this guy?
I was wondering the same thing. Like, who she work? Like, is she going to work this guy? No, she's going to kill him.
Well, casting that role was easy.
Right?
Didn't even see his face.
No.
By the way, that always scares the crap out of me when I'm changing oil. I'm like,
Yes.
that's part of the reason why I just take my car in too.
Did she kill a random guy so that the
She
girl
could
could
get the
transfer?
clearance. Yep.
That was it.
The casualties in this show.
I know.
I took my daughter to buy a dress.
You seem to suddenly think this baptism is a good idea.
You're the one who's been singing with a choir.
Yeah.
She has no idea her father's in the CIA, does she? Look how she wound up.
Don't say it's the same. And don't call her my girl.
Yeah, that's gross.
Yeah, she was taking a shot there.
Look at her face.
Yeah. Nobody just straight said, you want her to be a Russian spy?
Yeah.
I want her to be an American girl.
Yeah.
We'll see who wins.
Should we flip for it?
Right?
Look, if there was something to know, I would have found it out.
So she's not.
I can't get anything.
I think there's something to get.
Who's there for the entire bottle of scotch?
You love her. I want to save her. You love her too.
Well, Nina's working her own angle.
Yeah. Well, they don't know that.
Right.
I got a call from Northrop. There's an opening in fuselage assembly.
Yeah.
Same thing I
She
do now,
murdered the
except
guy.
in this time zone.
Yeah, some guy died.
That's so dark.
The Nicaraguans are very happy about the Boland Amendment. The center wanted you to know.
Sounds like a villain.
He does, doesn't he?
She's 15 years old. Do you?
I don't think you can reliably run her any other way, long term.
Yeah, he's got a lot on his plate.
He does.
And when the person involved is so young, you have a conscience, Philip. There's nothing wrong with that.
I feel like having a conscience in this line of work is
It is a detriment, isn't it?
Yes.
It's like you have to have none. You picked a crap job, my man. Or we're put into a crap job. I don't know if you picked it.
Yeah.
I never let her into my room. You want to see it?
Wow, fast.
You know, if you told me that he had another family somewhere, I would say, okay, yeah, great. That explains it.
God.
I'm saying that to him.
Yeah, that's dark. He's got a couple.
Yeah. He's like, trust me.
Hey, don't poke at that joint.
It's so funny to me, like, you watch a spy show or movie, like, they do this, they don't seem wasted at all.
Right.
Is there some kind of training for that?
For sure. Is Jiffy Pod's still a thing you can buy?
Oh. They used to sell those at, like, Blockbuster and stuff.
Yeah.
War. It's got real dick.
He's treating her like a little kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I prefer.
So stoned.
So is he trying to plant a bug or something, or does she need her to actually work it as an asset?
I don't know.
Because if he's planting a bug, I just go do it and leave.
Assumed it was for, like, info, though. Like, to see what she knows. But maybe it is a bug.
Well, the problem is that she doesn't know anything. She thinks he's in agriculture.
Mm.
She doesn't even know he's in the
good
CIA.
point, good point. They've been kind of vague with it. They have.
Yeah. About what they want her to do.
Yeah, he's definitely planting a bug.
Or he just needs to go through the house and see what he can find.
Yeah.
It's like, get her stoned and then go look around.
Her parents came home. So I had to run. Do you think about when we learn to do this?
I do.
Yeah.
No, they had to be trained in seduction and stuff.
Should I sleep with her?
I don't
No,
know.
honestly, I'm asking you.
Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah, she's like, I don't believe you.
She did kill a guy today.
She did kill a guy today. In the most brutal way possible.
It really was.
Oh, so gross. Is that it?
It's always such a long outro.
I know. Yeah.
isn't it?
It's funny because I'm 30 Rock long intro. And
Right.
Outro in this. Yeah. Okay. I really like that episode.
No, I loved it. I loved how conflicted my favorite episodes of the show are when they're doing the things they have to do, but they're so conflicted about how awful they are, and they wear that. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And it's
more so Philip this episode.
It's more so Philip most of the time, and that's not anything negative about Elizabeth.
Yeah,
she's just stronger when it comes to like, this is what I have to
She's
do.
more blunted.
Yeah, she's more blunted. She compartmentalizes it better. Like, all of this is awful, and we know it's awful, but the job has to get done.
Yeah.
Philip does the job too, but he has a harder time convincing himself that it's okay.
Yeah. And we talked about that in the episode too, jokingly, about like the whole like them getting wasted and like having to practice for that too. I never considered the seduction aspect.
I didn't either. I assumed they got trained in seduction. Because you think about Bond, it's like, the guy knows what to say to women all the time,
Sean
right?
Connery,
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing, right? But to have to like physically go through with it, I'm like, I never even really thought about that. Like, because the performance goes all the way from seduction to the entire act, right?
Yeah.
So you have to be able to. Yeah, I mean, we've seen him with Martha.
Yeah.
He has to be able to. He's like he said himself. He's got to be able to convince himself that he's in it.
It's got to be for anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody. Train
right.
your body just for anybody. Make it real.
Yeah.
It's a really funny image to picture them like training them how to like handle the liquor, handle drugs, setting them in a room with a bottle of vodka.
Yeah.
Keep going.
I mean, you have to.
I can't, you know?
Sure.
But yeah, we don't think about that when we watch spy movies or spy shows, right?
The ugly, how the sausage is made,
about it.
right?
You don't think about it at all. It's interesting, actually. It's really, really cool. I know that Jennifer Lawrence movie, Red Sparrow, is kind of about that.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, well, it came out a couple years ago, and I know that's basically it was pitched as like the realistic Black Widow kind of thing.
Sure.
I think it was like 2018 when it came out, and I'm interested to see that. But you know, we need more of that. I feel like because the spy genre has been done for 60s, 70s, well, longer, the 30s. Hitchcock has
been around forever, right?
Forever, you know, and to think that like we've really only scratched the surface on the training element of that. You know, I guess there's that. What's that awful Colin Farrell movie where he's like,
the CIA one? I saw that. It's so bad with Al Pacino.
Yeah. I can't remember what it's
Recruit,
called.
maybe.
The Recruit. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I remember watching that on TNT as a kid, just being bored
Oh, it was terrible.
because like it doesn't really expand upon this. You know what I mean? It kind of scratches the surface, but like barely.
It shows the torture aspect. Like you have to be able to stand torture, but you know, anytime you see like training for these kind of things, it's always like the physical, the combat stuff of it, but never the spycraft of it.
I guess Spy Game's kind of like that with Redford and Brad Pitt. Yeah, kind of. But no, this show is cool because like it does show you that. But I like how it's not the focus of it. It'll show you flashbacks, but like it's in progress. You know what I mean? Like it's really cool juxtapositions of like them starting off before they were spies, in the middle of being spies, like how it can just jump all over the place. I really think that's interesting. And it really does not glamorize this at all, does it?
No, we should watch Spy Game.
I would love to watch Spy Game.
I've not seen Spy Game. I love Brad Pitt. I've loved Robert Redford.
I think it's a Tony Scott movie.
Oh, really?
I love Tony Scott.
Was that a 90s movie? Or was it 2000s?
2001.
2001? Should watch that.
We should definitely. You want us to watch Spy Game?
Right.
We would love to watch Spy Game.
I mean, it's a, you know, two leading men, two big time movie stars.
Yeah. It's weird that like Redford and Pitt being like the same person, you know, for the longest time.
Well, I've heard Brad Pitt being compared to a young Robert Redford.
The 90s.
You know, when he was coming up.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, the show it's as dark as ever, but at the same time, I'm so intrigued. I also like Stan and Oleg's little alliance they have right now.
Yeah, I'm with you. Oleg's growing on me.
Yeah.
You know, because you like to see the humanizing of it a little bit, and at least with Nina, you see Oleg and Stan actually like, yeah, I understand the jobs and you know what we're really all about. But at the same time, they're acknowledging the human cost, like the personal human cost here. And I like the fact that Stan and Oleg are like, you know, unlikely comrades.
Yes.
In the fact that they both just want Nina to be okay.
For love.
Yeah.
But we didn't see her at all this episode, and I wonder if it's going to be. Obviously, there's going to be something's going to go wrong because, of course, it would.
Yeah.
Like, Oleg doesn't know that his dad is there talking to her.
Sure. And
that
then she's working an angle to lessen her sentence.
So let's say they do get, oh gosh, whatever this lady's name is.
It's a long name. I'm not even going to try. She had like 9 syllables in her last
she really
name.
Did. Let's say they do convict her or they get her sent back or whatever.
Right.
Is it too late?
I don't know.
And then they just send this lady back for no reason, and then like all of a sudden she's just.
It's possible. But I also feel like with her working that angle on I think she's a Belgian girl. That she's buying time anyway.
Yeah.
So I think that storyline exists to keep Nina in the story until Stan and Oleg figure out a way to get Nina back. So
I hope so.
I think that's how it's going to go.
It could get complicated if they don't do it that way. You know, I mean, we still have 3 more seasons to go.
Yeah, exactly.
So I hope Nina stays on the show for the whole run of the series. Because if she's here at this point in season 3 and we see this element of it, or this angle of it, I would love to see her until the end of the show.
I would too. I think she's a fascinating character.
Yeah.
All right. We'll catch you in the next one, guys.
See ya.